Yeah, welcome. It is another day here in our channel or on our channel. Do kindly like, share, and subscribe to our channel so that you are always notified whenever we bring you new content. So today we are going to share or we are going to talk a little bit about the youth and politics. The youth and politics is the way our countries in the world and in Africa should go, because the youth holds the power to create the change that we all want to see. However, the bone of contention is that politics is viewed to be a dirty game by many. And yet, this purported dirty game is yet very responsible for the kind of life we live today. What is your take? What do you make of this statement as an individual? Kindly put your comment in the comment box or in the comment section down there, and let us share your thoughts as well. What currently happens, or what is currently happening around the world, is that many countries in the world, especially in Africa, suffer because of the politics being attributed to debt. And this has cost us a fortune. The latter has caused division in many of our youth. The youth today in Africa and the world find themselves in three groups, namely the group of those who have seen or who are seeing the need to participate in the process of decision making. The second group is for those who have long given up, and these people do not even see the need to vote anymore. And I call them the group which is the innocent one. They are innocent. The second group, or the third group, is the group of those that are used by political elite in order to fight those who have decided to be conscious about their life, about their affairs in their respective countries. These people I call them as the confused group, because they do not know what they are doing. So as I said, there are three. The first group is for those that have seen the need to participate or to be part of the decision-making process. They want to come around the table and see how decisions are being made, decisions that are going to affect their life. And this first group is the one I would want to call as the conscious group, because these people have decided to stand up, have decided to make sure that they are part of what our leaders or our elders are doing, for whatever they do will affect their future. Remember, these are the conscious group, and this is the group that you listening should join. The second is the group that I call the innocent group. They are innocent because they feel they cannot participate in anything. It's like they have given up. They don't see the need to be part of whatever is happening around them. These people are innocent. You and me need to help them realize that whether they participate or not, politics will continue affecting their life. So why not participate if that is the case? And before we move on, underline this. We are not saying that everyone should become politician. Not everyone was made to be a politician, but we can contribute towards our world, or the way we need to see ourselves and how we should interact and live in our communities. We can still participate, whether we are politicians or business people or whatever the case. You can still make your contribution, which will be valuable to the next person and the generation that is to take over after us. The third group, of course, belongs to the one I call the confused group. These are the people that are being used by political elites to make sure that they frustrate, to make sure that they discourage those that belong in the conscious group, the people that have decided that, no, I think I need to play a part here and there. And these people are being discouraged by the group that is being used by political elite without knowing that they are as well affecting their life. Usually, the confused group is being used by political elite in exchange of these little things, the short-term material stuff. Today you are given this amount, today you are given that, today you are assisted with that. At the end of the day, you are used in order to discourage, to call names, to deformate the characters of those that feel they should be part of what is happening around them and all that, which is very, very bad. Now, this is what has been affecting many African countries, because at the end of the day, when the youth is divided, we reap no result. When the youth is divided, we continue living the life that we have been living, because decisions are being made by a few individuals. And these few individuals seem to be very powerful because they have nobody or no second part that will fight the decisions that they are making. All they do is they make decisions. Nobody is there to counter this decision. Nobody is there to advise in terms of how it's going to affect the young people tomorrow or later, and all these kind of things. So it is very important that the youth of Africa, the youth of the world, need to unite. And in uniting, we are going to make sure that we have a voice in what's going to happen tomorrow or later. Because it doesn't make sense, it doesn't make a point of us standing aside and fold our hands and observe what is happening. We are not saying that we should disrespect our leaders, or we should disrespect those that are leading us, either spiritually or physically. They are there for us. And remember that every leadership is anointed by God. And as such, they need to be respected. But respecting doesn't mean that we should be quiet on things that are affecting us. We still need to speak. But how we speak matters. And how we speak can be learned, can be advised, so that you don't do it in the way that will frustrate those that could take your input in a positive way. We need to know how to talk to our leaders, because as we all know that we are at a stage where every positive contribution that comes on board is seen as a disturbance to those that have been leading us, to those that have been holding our public offices. So it is a matter of us going back and study on how we can approach this kind of discussion and this kind of participation, so that we all have a role to play on the table of making decisions. Otherwise, Africa and the world will continue to face what they have been facing. Now, if we go back to the groups that I have mentioned, number one, the group of the conscious beings, the people who have decided to participate in decision making, and the people that have decided to sit down and fold their hands because they have given up. They have been trying to create the change, but the change is not coming. And these people, the one we are calling the innocent group, you and me have to help this group. And then we have the group which is the confused one, the group which is being used by the political elites. These colleagues need help. We need to make sure that we remove the confusion in them. They cannot continue to be used by those political elite to affect, discourage, call names those that have decided to care and be mindful about the future of the young people and the generation that is to come. So if we do this, I tell you that changes will be coming on board whether we like it or not. And as such, it will also pose a responsibility to our leaders, who will then realize that if they mess up, things are going to be changed just by means of a ballot vote. And we don't need to fight. It's a matter of deciding who should be there, or who should be empowered in order to lead you, who should be empowered in order to care for your social being. And this can be done without any frustration from anybody. Remember, voting or participating in influencing the affairs of your country is your right, and this right needs to be exercised. And again, the confused group that are used by the political elite forget that when people do this, or when people decide to participate in political affairs, or when people decide to participate in whatever is affecting them in their community, these people should be fought. No, we don't need to fight them, because these people are just busy exercising their rights, which you, the confused people, have not yet seen. The little you can do is to learn from them. And when you learn from them, you will as well empower or inspire the next person to as well participate in the same manner that the people that belong in the conscious group are doing. Let's move on. What is the effect of us, the young people, being divided, especially in this time and era where really the efforts of everyone is required on the table in order for us to see the change that we need to see? It is very important that we come together and make sure that we work toward one common goal. And this common goal is to make sure that we demand accountability and responsibility from our leader as a united force, not our leaders listening to mixed feelings of the youth who belong in the confused group, the youth who belong in the group of those that have given up, the innocent group, and the youth who belong in the group where conscious contribution is coming from. At the end of the day, I tell you that those that belong in the confused group, as well as those who belong in the group of those that have given up, they constitute the biggest portion of the population of young people. And at the end of the day, whether we vote or we don't vote, our leaders that we do not want to see them leading us will continue to lead, because they will make use of this opportunity to their advantage. And given this fact, it is time that we come to realize that at the same time, when we have most of our people, young people as well as the old, who are found in the group of those that have given up, those that have decided not to participate, because they don't know whether their non-participation can still affect them or not, it becomes a problem to the electoral colleges, to the electoral commissions of different countries in Africa, because these institutions put or commit resources towards making sure that the voters are educated, the voters are given voters card, the election materials are in place. All these resources go in waste when the election day comes, because many of the young people just go and get the voters card. After getting the voters card, they think that should be used as a document instead of using it for the intended purpose, which is to vote. Of course, it can be used for other things, but mainly young people don't use voters card for the main intended purpose, which is to participate in election. And as a result, the countries in Africa, the countries in the world are losing resources that could have perhaps made sure that we see what is happening with these resources. They are being used by producing cards. They are being used by sending teams and commissions to go in every village, every town, to make sure that people are aware of what is happening in terms of elections or politics in general. But at the end of the day, you don't bring on board what is required from you as a young person. You put that voter's card in the pocket. You use this voter's card where they were supposed to perhaps ask for a national identity document. You produce that document. You think that is the use, but it was actually produced for you to make sure that you participate in the election. And if we continue to misuse the resources that are committed by the electoral college or commissions, where are we going? What are we really doing? Are we sending a message to the electoral college that you don't need to come to us and give us what we need in order for us to participate in election? Is that the message that we want to send? I don't think so. This message needs to be changed. We need to make sure that when these electoral colleges or electoral commissions come to us, when they reach out to us, when they bring us the education we need, when they bring us the cards that we need in order to participate in election, let us show the same energy when it comes to voting. You know, the power of voting, or the benefit of voting, it makes the leadership that we put in power, the leadership that we entrust to lead us, to feel proud in a sense that the people have voted for them. The people have shown, the people have decided, the people have decided to give them a chance, because they would want to see what they are capable of bringing on board. They would want to see how they are going to transform their lives to better. So this is not something that we need to ignore. And we cannot continue to do what has been happening. When election comes, we know that people have gone through a lot, and we cannot, in the same vein, decide to say, no, since I have been doing this and that, but nothing is changing, then it's better for me to just sit down and look at what is happening. It is even going to affect you more than ever you have imagined, because whether you like it or not, if you don't, or if you are not interested in politics, remember that politicians are interested in you, because you are the one that sent them to the seats that they are seated, and you are the one that are telling them to govern the affairs of your lives. And thinking that you have voted for no reason, you'll see what's going to happen in the time frame when these leaders are allowed to lead you, or these leaders are allowed to administer or manage the resources that are entrusted in your hands for your sake. Remember, we have this youth that belongs in the group of those that have decided to give up. These people are many, and them being many, it is the reason why changes are sometimes not coming as we would want them to see. And if they come on board, everything will change in a blink of an eye, because every leader will be careful that here, if I don't do this, I don't do that, I'm gone. And this is supposed to be the essence of politics. If you don't perform, you go. If you perform, you might be given a chance. But countries have regulations in place where you are allowed to serve for how many years and so forth, but otherwise your leadership will then be remembered as a legacy that you have left behind. But then service is all that needs to be attached to leadership. If we attach that, then we know where we are going. If we look at the reason why the youth is divided, it can be attributed to so many reasons. Some will say they are protecting their bread. Some will say they are securing their future. Some will say because we are tired, nothing is happening. Some will say politics is a dirty game. And all these reasons, if we sit with ourselves and look at them, we will realize that these things are not helping us. And the division among the youth is the one which is causing the voters' apathy, whereby when election comes, many people do not want to participate because they have seen that whether they participate or not, nothing changes. However, we need to make them understand that whether they participate or not, politics will still affect them, and then it's better for them to participate. The three groups, let us all belong to the first group, which is the conscious group, a group of those that have decided to make sure that they participate and they affect their affairs in the future and now. Otherwise, move away from the group of those that have given up, the group of those that don't want to vote when election comes, the group of those that are being used by a political elite. Let us leave those groups and all join the group of those that are going to be actively participating in what affects us today, what will affect us tomorrow. Please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. These are the kind of talks that we always bring on board to tease your thoughts, to tease your thinking. Let us try to make sure that we are conscious about what is happening around us, and this is what we do at the Conscious Mind Training Institute, is to make sure that we tap on your consciousness. Next time.